Hey guys, it's me back with another video. So if you're new, I'm Brianna. And yeah, welcome to my channel. So today I'm dropping a video for all my nursing girlies or guys, whoever it pertains to. I'm dropping my nursing gems. If y'all don't know, I literally just finished my first semester of nursing school, and I feel like I wanted to make a video for the girlies that was unprepared like me. I feel like I was totally unprepared. I didn't know what to expect, for real. Like, I just heard like a bunch of different things, but in this video you're gonna find out what's really tea. What's tea? I know y'all want to know what's tea. First of all, y'all, so I wrote down like a few notes, but then after that I was like, bump this, I'm telling them what's really tea, like no script. But so yeah, this is basically what you should expect during your first semester of nursing school, or 10 things you should know before you start nursing school, or however many things, because I don't know how many I wrote down. But anyways, first and foremost, we're gonna talk about the workload. I would say that the workload is very much so doable. Like, do not get discouraged, because I know that you hear a lot of people say nursing school is so hard, you get so much work, you do this, that. No, the workload, and this is all based on my first semester. I go to NYU, so yeah, I'm in the accelerated nursing program. The workload is definitely manageable. It's doable, okay? Like, it all depends on your schedule. I feel like how the workload is divided, but me personally, so my schedule looked like I only went to school 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Monday I was there like all day. All the busy work I used to knock out the way on Mondays. Tuesday and Wednesday I would still do work, but like, you know. And then like, I know everybody in my clinical group, not everybody, but like some people in my clinical group, they went to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then worked the weekends. So it's all manageable. Like, it really all depends on you. Like, my best advice for you to manage the workload is to be organized. Get a planner, write down your due dates, all that, because 1 minute is going smooth, you chilled, you lay back, next minute is going crazy with tests. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I felt like the first few weeks when we first started getting into the content, I was chilling, and then next thing you know, I had a test back to back to back, like week after week after week. So yeah, but like I said, don't get discouraged. The workload is definitely doable. Like, you could do it. If I did it, you could do it, trust. The second thing I'm going to talk about is grades. Y'all, I cannot stress this. Like, I can't stress this enough. Like, do not get tied in about what your grades are. Like, yes, worry about your grades, worry about passing. Like, you don't want to fail, but you do not want to get all tied in and wrapped up like, oh my god, I didn't get an A, oh my god, I didn't get a B. Like, as long as you get that passing grade that you need to pass, be happy, because nursing school is not easy. Like, I know so many people who came from like their previous college, like an A student, all down the board, and then when they got to nursing school, they're getting B's and C's, and they're just like, what the fuck? So do not get wrapped up about the grades. Like, you want to study enough for you to know the content, okay? Like, just because you get a C, do not feel like a failure because you passed, okay? And honestly, like, I've been hearing a lot of mixed things, but when you're applying for a job, they want to see like, oh, you got the degree, you got the credits that you need, you know what I mean? And like I said, from what I've seen so far, nursing, yes, you learn stuff in the classroom, through the textbooks, through the lectures, to all of that, but you get your real nursing experience through the clinicals. And just like any other job, they require you to be certified, require you to do all of this, but once you get on the job, you're gonna go through training. You're gonna, like, everything that you feel like you do not know, you're gonna learn in your first few weeks of your job. They're gonna train you. You're gonna be precepted. You're gonna have a preceptor. So like, don't worry. Like, you getting a low grade, don't stress about it. As long as you pass, okay? As long as you pass, you're gonna be successful. So yeah, that's what I have to say about the grades. Third, I want to talk about is clinicals. Use your clinical experience to your advantage. Like, don't, like, you only get to be shy your first day of clinicals. After that, you need to be in the jungle. You need to be aggressive. You need to learn everything. Like, you're paying so much money for nursing school. Use your clinicals as your advantage. Like, don't be afraid to talk to your patients. Like, trust me, you're not going to be the first ones. Like, they are well aware that they're in a teaching hospital, so it's not going to be the first time they're seeing nursing students. Like, be confident, be prideful, be strong. Go in that room, introduce yourself. I used to be like, hey, I'm Brianna, I'm going to be your nursing student today. Like, and don't be scared. Like, use this as your advantage. When you're doing your head-to-toe assessment, your preceptors, like, go in there and do your head-to-toe assessment on that person. It do not matter if you feel like you're scared to bother that person. Like, you paid to bother that person. You paid money to be here to learn through this person. Like, and don't get discouraged. Like, you might get a patient that is groggy. Is that the word? Right? Like, they're like, no, leave me alone, blah blah blah. No, put your foot down, because when you become a real nurse, you're still gonna have to put your foot down and go in the room even if they don't want to be bothered. You're just gonna say, well, I'll come back at blah blah blah. Like, regardless, the matter of the fact is you're gonna do your head to toe because you paid money to be here. And I understand the patient don't want to be bothered, but when you become a nurse, baby, the patients ain't gonna be bothered, want to be bothered then either, and you still have to get what you need to get done. So, like, anyways, I say this to say, make your clinical the best experience that you can have. Don't be scared. Like, participate, ask questions. Like, when you are in the clinical setting, that is when you're gonna learn the most, and you're gonna retain, like, everything that you really need to know to be a nurse is what you're gonna learn in your clinical setting. So do not be scared to ask questions. Don't be scared to speak up. Don't be scared to volunteer. Don't be scared, y'all. Like, I remember on the first day, my preceptor was like, yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna throw y'all in. We were so scared and worried in my clinical group, but at the end, like, we were so grateful for it. Like, we got to do things and, like, just learn firsthand experience so many things that people in other clinical groups did not get to do. So, like, don't be scared and take it like a G, yo. Don't be scared. Go in there, do what you gotta do, learn. Like, your whole point is learning. If you mess up, it's okay. Like, your preceptor is not gonna have you doing things that's like life-threatening to a patient. So if you messed up, it's okay. Trust me, it's okay to mess up. Your first sequence clinicals, like, your preceptor will not have you doing anything where the patient's life is in your hands. So if you mess up, you're gonna be okay. Like, one thing I learned through my clinical is, like, it helped me through HAP. Even though it was like a med search clinical, I feel like it helped me with HAP because we did our head-to-toe assessment in there. And then, like, when it was time for me to do my head-to-toe demonstration, I got a 100. Why? Because I took it so serious in the clinical. Like, my preceptor used to be like, go do your head-to-toe on this patient. Make sure you're listening. Make sure you're doing everything step by step. Like, if I missed the step, I'm going back in that room to do it again. Like, I'm sorry, I forgot to do this. Like, I don't care. Like, I paid money to be here. I missed my step. I'm going back in that room to make sure I do it right. Because when that head to toe comes, I got 100 on it. Why? Because I took clinical serious. So, like, study tips. First of all, I want y'all to know that I almost did not even make it, baby. Baby, first semester, it was hard. But it's all about your study technique and tips. So, my biggest advice is suggestion to you. Figure that shit out the first week of nursing school. Like, there's no time to play games. There's no time to, like, figure it out. Make friends. My clinical group, like, I swear, I kid you not, they're the reason why I made it to the next sequence, because they were, like, also supportive. They helped each other. Like, it was great. So make friends. Study with your friends. Ask your friends for their study material. Like, what are you going to use to study for this test? Like, do you want to study together? Nursing school is so different than, like, regular, like, different majors, I feel like, because I know, like, a lot of you probably like, I don't need friends. I don't need friends. But you don't need friends. Like, I'm sure you could be successful, you know, by staying to yourself. But if you want to, like, take stress off your shoulders, you want to see, like, academic progress, like, it is okay to ask your friends, your clinical group, like, what are you guys going to be using to study for this exam? Like, find your study technique in the beginning, y'all, because for me personally, I had no study technique, and, like, I just kept taking tests and trying different methods, which they were, like, I don't want to say they weren't effective, but they weren't effective enough. And it wasn't until the finals when I found my study technique, and I feel like that's way too close. Like, that's literally cutting the line. Like, my finals was make it or break it for me. Thank God it made me make it. But find your study technique early. Like, for me, I used Quizlets, I used, like, test banks, and then I used the PowerPoints. Like, the PowerPoints are important because it's like within the topic, there's so much for you to learn. but the PowerPoint is going to tell you what's going to be on your test. It's going to tell you what you need to know. After you go over the PowerPoints, like for me, after I went over the PowerPoints, I would make like flashcards with the PowerPoints or whatever. Then I would go on Quizlet and look up the topic and do Quizlets for it. Then to end it off, I would do like test banks, because that's like how the questions on the test are going to be perceived to you. Like, yes, you know the information, but can you apply it? Like, I feel like in nursing, everything's about critical thinking. So once you learn the topics, which was my biggest problem, like you have to train your brain to get into the critical thinking process, which is why the test banks for me came in handy. But yeah, I would say that as for study tips, like find your study technique early. Ask your group or anyone in the program, just ask them, like, what are you going to use to study? Like, what resources are you using to study for this? What resources are you using for that? Like, do you want to study together? Like, I swear, I kid you not, in finals, like, I was asking everybody, like, what are you going to use to study for this? Like, do you want to study together? Like, I'm telling you, do not feel ashamed. Don't be scared. Like, at the end, in nursing, like, you are better off working together and helping each other. I swear to you, I kid you not. Okay? Another thing that I want to say about like studying or like tests in general is like, it's not a competition, y'all. Like, do not be there competing, because then you get yourself in like a headspace where it's like you're trying to keep all your resources and techniques and tips to yourself when you guys can actually help each other. Like, and don't compare. Like, if you got the passing grade, like if the passing grade was 73 and you got a 73, but then other people in your group got 92s, like, congratulations to both of you guys, okay? Because at the end of the day, you still pass. Comparing and competing is not going to do nothing but shoot your confidence down. And I feel like in nursing, like, you have to have great confidence regardless. Like, do not compare. Like, do not doubt yourself. Do not shout yourself down. Don't do that. Like, it doesn't matter. A pass is a pass. A win is a win. Like, that's been my motto the whole thing. Like, of course, I'm not aiming for, like, I want to aim for higher or whatever, but like, if I was to get a 73, which is a passing grade, I'm jumping for joy, literally. If you need help, guys, reach out to your professors. Like, this is for any major. This tip specifically is like, reach out to your professors. Your professors are there to help you. They're there to give you the extra help that you need to pass the class. Like, if you have questions, ask them questions. If your school offers tutoring, go to tutoring. Like, I'm telling you, all of this stuff will take weight off of your shoulders when it comes to studying. Like, if they have tutoring, they're basically telling you what's important. Like, your tutoring sessions are going to be what you need to know for your test. Go to the tutoring so that you're not at home trying to figure out, like, what are they going to ask me on this test? What are they going to ask me on this test? Like, I'm telling you guys, if you have extra resources in your school, use it. Like, when it comes to studying, I would say, like, don't wait and cram. Don't wait to try to cram everything like 2 days before your test or like 1 day before. I feel like that was my biggest problem. Like, I wasn't worried about any test until it was like 2 days before the test, and then you realize, oh my god, it's so much content and information, like I don't even know where to start. So don't do that. Like, what I'm gonna do next semester, which I feel like is gonna be way more effective, is after every lecture, when I come home, I'm gonna spend like 15 minutes reviewing what we just learned. 15 minutes reviewing, so that way when the test comes, everything is a review. You're not there trying to teach yourself the content. Like, everything is going to be a review. So my suggestion, and what like one of my teachers, my professor, suggests this too, just go home and study, even if it's for 15 minutes. Like, preferably an hour, but even if you only get to do 15 minutes each day, that's fine. Like, do not cram. And then another big thing is, like, I see a lot of students, like, they cram the night before the test and then go to sleep at like 2, 3 in the morning. Don't do that, because you're not retaining no information. Like, all you're doing is reading things, hoping to remember it, but you're not getting any sleep. You're gonna be tired during the test and you're not gonna remember because you're just cramming so much. Like, all you're gonna have in your head is a bunch of words. So do not cram, and get your sleep the night before the test. Like, that is like so big, so big, like so big. Get your sleep. But one thing about me, I'm gonna get my sleep regardless, but get your sleep. Like, it really is helpful. Like, seriously. A few more things to end up the video. I wanted to say something that I learned that you're gonna need, like, is a really helpful skill to have, is learn how to balance. Okay, so like when the semester started, I was working, I was trying to have a social life, I was trying to study, like I was trying to do everything at one time, and like I slowly, like, I was feeling burnt out quick. Not slowly, quick. I felt burnt out so fucking quick. Like, I had to end up quitting my job because it was just like so much overwhelming. Like, I felt overwhelmed. Like, I was a CNA, going to work, y'all know it's CNA shortage, so that was a lot of work. Nursing school itself is a lot of work, and then I was trying to like have a social life because I felt like I still need to have fun. I didn't want to submit myself to like only being like, you know, like, so like slowly but surely I just ended up quitting my job, y'all. I quit my fucking job, but like I was able to balance social life and studying. Like, I know that a lot of my friends used to swipe up like, oh, how do you have a social life while you're in nursing school? And I used to just be like, if I had a job, I wouldn't have a social life. Like, you, all three is like impossible. Like, I don't know. And I wasn't even working full-time, but I think like maybe my job itself was like a lot. But yeah, no, it didn't work. But learn balance. Like, if you're gonna work and go to school, then fine, but like you still have to fit time in for your social life. Like, it is not good to just go to work and go to school. Like, your brain is gonna feel it, your body is gonna feel it. Like, take time, even if your social life isn't you going out clubbing, hanging with friends, take time, do self-care, get your nails done, get your hair done, like spend time for yourself, like go shopping. Like, I don't know, it's hard, college students, it's hard to go shopping, but just take time for yourself. Like, that's so important. Like, that's one thing that I know is like for sure important. Like, give your brain a break, take time, utilize your spring break. Like, when you get breaks, use your breaks for breaks. Like, do not be trying to study on your breaks. Like, I remember like we had a final, okay, so it was Thanksgiving break and we had a test that Monday as soon as we came back from Thanksgiving break. Like, when I tell you, even if you try to study during a holiday, like, it do not work. Like, some of you in my clinic group was like, yeah, I tried to study, but you don't retain nothing. Like, your breaks are your breaks for a reason. Like, you have a break for a reason. Use your break. Do not try to be in your books during your break. Use your break. Like, I know sometimes it's easier said than done because it's like you want to pass, you want to make sure you know everything, but use your breaks. Your brain needs a break. When you do not give your brain a break, you do not do well. Give your brain a break, I'm telling y'all. But I feel like that's all I have for this video. I feel like I hit pretty much all the important parts and the main things that need to be said, like things that you should know before nursing school. But make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell. Like, now that the semester's done, I feel like I'm gonna be posting more nursing content because I actually have time to edit and sit down and record like this. So yeah, comment down below any video ideas you want to see. Like I said, I go to NYU. If you guys want to know more specifics pertaining to NYU, like if you go on my TikTok, I have a video already on the application process. But I mean, if you guys want, I could do a Q&A about NYU's nursing school. I go to the accelerated program. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Bye bye.